Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjan Shalakaya Chakshurumlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaye Sadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnebhyo namo namah. Yam pravajantam anupeta peta krityam dvaipano viraha katura juvaha putreti tanmayataya tarvo vinedustam sarva bhuta hidayam Munimanatosmi. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopikanta Radhakanta Namostate Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jaitam Sutta Pankur Mama Manda Mater Gati Mat Sarvas Padam Bhujo Shri Radha Madan Mohanu Bhaktya Vihinaya Parad Lakshe Shipta Sakama Tarang Madde Kripamayi Tam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. All together. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Nikhil Shruti Mauli Ratamala Duti Niradita Pada Pankajanto Aye Mukta Kulayupasmanam Paritastam Harinam Sanshayami. Hare Krishna. Welcome devotees in this online session of Harikatha. We were hearing Shri Bhajan Rahasya by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So the last class we heard is the 4 defects of the jivas: Surubhram, Asatrishna, Aparad, and Hide Dorbalyam. So we heard in detail how the Sarup of Jiva get covered and how we can realize one's spiritual identity, spiritual form. So, anarthas, the 4 defects: Surubhram, Asatrishna, and then Aparadas. These defects, which are very common, are termed as Abhadras. Abhadra here means unwanted desires. Because Asat Trishna. Trishna means greed, or we can say Trishna means the longing. But Asat Trishna means which is not pure in nature and which is not bona fide. Whereas it is said not to give up the greed in total, to maintain a greed, but the course of greed has to be bona fide and pure. But whereas Asat Trishna means that Trishna. That Trishna, literally the word Trishna, that's a Hindi word, Sanskrit word. The word Trishna means thirst. So the thirst for unwanted desires, which is termed as abhadras, not pure in nature. So it's not said to give up the thirst, but to maintain the thirst pure in nature. Instead of asat trishna, maintaining sat trishna. No one can live without desire. Every minute is a desire. Even sitting is a desire. Even sleeping is a desire. Even walking is a desire. So everything is a desire. But how to change the course of the desire? And what the desire supposed to be? This is something to be known. So Satrishna and Asatrishna, pure desires and impure desires. What are Satrishnas? Our Acharyas, Srila Narottam Thakur, Shilotan Das Thakur, Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Narhari Sarkar, all our Acharyas, they are explaining to us about Satrishna. That means in the song books of Acharyas, that means the songs which our Acharyas has explained elaborately about the Satrishnas, we need to maintain in our daily practices of remembering and chanting and serving the Supreme Lord. Satrishna. Just like Gauranga bolite habe pulaka sharira, Hari Hari bolite na yane babenira, Ar ka benitai chande karuna hoibe, Sansara vasana mora कबे तू चाहबे, विषया छड़िया कबे शुद्ध हबे माना, कबे हम हे रामो श्री वृंदावाना, रूप रघुनाथ पदे हईवे अकुति, कबे हम बुझाबो से युगल प्रीति, रूप रघुनाथ पदे रहु मोर आशा, प्रार्थना करो ये सदा नरोत्तम दासा. Shinottam Thakur is speaking about Satrishna. Rup Raghunath Pade Jar Ash. I want to stay at the lotus feet of Shri Rup Raghunath. This is called Sat Trishna. Pure in nature, bona fide in nature, and Krishna being the center of that Trishna, that thirst, that greed. Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also in the end of every chapter of Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita is writing रूप रघुनाथ पदे जार आश चैतन्य चरितामृत कहे कृष्ण दास. Only longing to attain the lotus feet of Shri Rupa Raghunath, I Krishna Das, writing Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So these are Sat Trishnas. But other than that, all others are Asat Trishna. So, Asat Trishna is one which we have to give up, and Sat Trishna is one which we have to adopt. So, what is more important? To give up Asat Trishna or to adopt Sat Trishna? That's the important point to be known here. How we can give up asat trishna, unwanted thirst, and adopt and develop the bona fide thirst. How? Which is more important in this? Srila Gurudev used to say, if we longing for adopting the sat trishnas, bona fide trishnas, then with the result of that, the unwanted ones immediately get destroyed or fade away. Immediately. And this is called developing the higher taste. Is everything about Krishna consciousness is developing higher taste. Moment the higher taste is developed, the lower taste immediately fade or get subsided or just fade away or get destroyed. So now there are two processes, and that's why different doctrines. One doctrine say we are supposed to first purify ourselves and then we get qualified to adopt. The other doctrine say no, first we adopt the sat trishnas, the good desires, the good thirst, and with that effect, the wrong ones or the unwanted ones immediately goes away. So two doctrines. Gurudev used to say, we follow the doctrine of adopting the positivity, and negativity will automatically or spontaneously just goes away. Otherwise, we are focusing and forcing more on how to get rid of negativity. So all our energy is there, although which is also important. It's not that we have to neglect that part, but the importance supposed to be given to adopt the positive part. And by the result, by the byproduct of that, the negative part, the asat trishnas, will immediately goes away. Shri Shukdev Goswami Pad, at the end of the most amorous, intimate pastime of Radha Krishna, which are all glorious, and that pastime is called Ras Leela, which is also known as Prem Leela, not Kama Leela, not about lust. It's all about prema, pure love. It's all about service mood. There is not any enjoying mood in a Rasa Leela. Although pleasure, bliss and enjoyment is there, but that pleasure and bliss is out of serving, not out of just mere enjoying. So this is Prema Leela, not Kama Leela. So Shukdev Goswami, at the end of Ras Leela, is giving one verse. He's speaking one verse. That's like called Fal Shruti. That means the fruit or the blessings of hearing this wonderful Rasa Leela. What is that blessing? He said, Vikviritam Vrajvadam idam cha Vishnum Shadhanu to Anushunyat atha varneva Bhaktim param bhavati pratilabhya kama Hide rok Krishnoti acharena dhira. After hearing Ras Leela, so this is the last verse of Ras Leela, and it begins the Ras Leela with a warning to all the sadhakas who are going to hear or read about the amorous pastimes of Sri Radha and Krishna, the divine couple, not ordinary human couple. So the beginning of the Ras Leela is with a warning. Bhagwan apita ratri sharrat full mallika viksharante manas chakre yogamaya upashita. O sadhakas, O practitioners, be careful. You're going to hear a beautiful pastime now. But keep in mind who is performing this pastime, who is about to begin this pastime. Not not any ordinary human boy. Bhagwan Apita Ratri. Is Bhagwan who's trying to do this. So be careful. Why he said Bhagwan? To make us careful about, don't try to imitate what Bhagwan is doing. That's the word Bhagwan is used right in the beginning of Rasli. Bhagwan Apita Ratri. One who is endowed with 6 opulences. Aishwarasya, Samagrasya, Virasya, Yasasya, Shriya, Gyan and Vairagya. One who is endowed with 6 opulences is called Bhagwan. So he is capable to perform Ras Leela, and he can only perform Ras Leela. Don't try to imitate his activities. Don't try to imitate the activities of Bhagwan, who is cause of all causes, who is Krishna, Stu Bhagwan Swayam. There's a warning right in the beginning of the Rasa Leela. But how the Rasa Leela ends up with the blessings of Shukdev Goswami. And that is, anyone who hears the conjugal pastimes of Shri Radha and Shri Krishna, what will happen? Bhaktim param bhavati pratilabhya kamaha. First of all, one attains prema bhakti in the heart. And with the attainment of that prema bhakti, hide rog ashnati acharena dhiraha. A person becomes wise because the disease of the heart, the hide rog, that is the greed and the lust. Lust is not about the attraction to opposite gender. The lust is also other form of greed. We lust on so many things. All those material greeds, all those material longings is also defined as lust. But specifically here, Shukdev Goswami, he used the word Hriday Rog, the disease of the heart, that is lust. Immediately goes away or spontaneously goes away, depends on person to person, with just hearing the pastime of Shri Radha Krishna, that is Rasa Leela. Now in this shloka, in this 2 doctrines which I was explaining, one is first we get purified from our heart and come to the stage of hearing or even reading Rasa Leela. 2. The other doctrines say, no, you keep on hearing this, keep on hearing this, keep on hearing this. The higher taste will develop and immediately the lower taste will go away. So keep on drinking this. Rasamalayam. This is full of nectar, this is full of rasa. Keep on drinking this, don't worry. And after drinking this, you'll be so strong enough to develop and adopt that higher taste that there will be no inclination or even any lust for the lower taste. This is another doctrine. So let us hear example how our acharyas explains this. So now first of all I'm giving example of my Shiksha Gurudev, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vigyan Srila Bharti Goswami Maharaj. He used to give very wonderful example that suppose at home kids are there and one of the kid, he has some disease, let's say he has diarrhea. So he can't hold anything which is very strong, anything which is rich, say pasta, pizza or halwa or sweet rice, cakes, candies. He can't hold because he's going very severe diarrhea. So what mother is supposed to do? Srila Maharaj used to say, mother will cook some very light stuff, say khichdi, and will offer to his son, to her son, because seeing his condition. And Maharaj used to ask this question. So if the son is eating that khichdi, then will that mom will eat paranthas or puris or halwa sitting right in front of the son to tease him? No. Mother will also eat khichdi, because mother is not sick, but not to make her son embarrassed, not to make her son feel bad about that she's giving me khichdi and she herself eating very rich food. That's not a good impression. So she is not sick, but she is also eating khichdi to take care of her son. Similarly, Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj used to say, we are sick, so we need not very high doses, we need very light doses in a neophyte stage, light doses, something boiled, something very light. And when we come out from this, we get qualified to hear high topics. So this is one doctrine which is bona fide. Srila Maharaj, his Gurudev and Acharyas, they explain same way. Because we are sick, not physically but mentally we are sick, and we are fighting with so many of our anarthas, lust, anger, greed, envious, etc. In this disease condition, how we can relish something which is transcendental and pure in nature? How we will comprehend that? How will adopt that? It's so difficult. So this is Maharaj philosophy. Now another Shiksha Gurudev, Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. His philosophy or his style, his doctrine is totally different. So by hearing this, don't try to make a confusion in the mind that this Acharya is right and that Acharya is wrong. If we say this, we are committing offense. It's just every Acharya has his own mood, his own style, his own way of delivering lectures, his own way of delivering conditioned souls. Every doctor has not the same formula. Every doctor has their own formula to treat or take care of the patient. So Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, my Shiksha Gurudev, what is his style? And he used to give example of one of his Guru Varga, Narhari Seva Vigra Prabhu, who also had diarrhea and very bad diarrhea. And Param Gurudev, Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, seeing his godbrother in pain and suffering, he wants to take him to Ayurvedic doctor. But there was always a refusal. Shri Narhari Seva Vigra Prabhu, he used to say no. Refusal. I don't want to go. And it will go. I'll be fine in 1 or 2 days. Don't worry. But it was getting worse and worse. Param Gurudev literally requesting him, don't be stubborn. Please come with me. I'll take you to doctor. And he's always saying no, no, no. Why is saying no? No, 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 no. Why is saying no? Because he wants to save every single money of the mutt. Every single money of the mutt. Because he was temple commander, temple in charge, taking responsibility and maintaining temple was his responsibility. And for that, he was saving every single money in the time when there was a financial crisis in the Gaudiya Math. And every single cent, every single rupee was a big amount. So he was taking everything on his head, suffering so much, in pain, but he don't want to waste much money. That was his sacrifice. That's not sacrifice. I would say that was his love for the center, for the brahmacharis, and for his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. This is his love. And that's why he was known as the mother of Gaudiya Math. He used to be addressed as mother of Gaudiya Math, because he's taking care of everyone like a motherly affection. Anyhow, Param Gurudev became little upset. He's not listening to me. So Param Gurudev once upon a time approached him and said, "Oh, Narhari Seva Narhari Prabhu, now I understand why you don't want to go to doctor. Now I understand. Because you want to show the ideal of renunciation to the entire world. What renunciation means. You want to show this to the entire world. Very good." Just by hearing this, Narhari Seva Vigrah Prabhu immediately told Param Gurudev, "Take me to doctor. I want to see him." Can you understand this point? Before, there was a refusal all the time. "No, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I don't want to go." But Param Gurudev said, "You showing an ideal example, you are exemplary to show the entire world what is the meaning of renunciation. You showing as your example. So out of the fear of getting adoration from masses, from devotees, Narhari Seva Vigrah Prabhu, he don't want any adoration. He don't want any name and fame. So that's why he said, "Please take me to doctor." Param Gurudev took him to doctor. Doctor checked his pulse and he said, "Oh, he has very bad diarrhea and he has intestine problem. His intestine has become so weak that intestine cannot digest anything, even water." So Param Gurudev said, "Any remedy?" He said, "Yes. Make him drink ghee." And Param Gurudev smiled. "Are you joking? Make him drink ghee in this condition when he can't even digest water?" The Ayurvedic doctor said, "Yes, that's my formula. Every doctor has their own formula. But this is my formula and I'm fully confident this is going to work out. Because when he will drink ghee, I know in the beginning there will be diarrhea. I know this, I'm aware of this. But something good and positive is going to happen. When he's going to drink ghee, that ghee get touched to the intestine and start making intestine so strong enough, and after that whatever is going to eat or drink, intestine going to help in digestion. I know in the beginning drinking ghee is going to make him worse, so I'm taking the other formula, the other way around. I know it's going to make him worse, but the good point will be the ghee cling to those walls of the intestine, make the intestine very strong, and then he'll be totally perfect in due course of time and he can digest any other stuff." Param Gurudev liked this formula, and Acharyas, with every of their dealings with ordinary people, they take this as exemplary to highlight or to explain something spiritual. Param Gurudev, his mood was like this, so he adopted that style of doctor and he started making Shri Narhari Seva Vigrah Prabhu started drinking ghee. And exactly what doctor said was happening. His condition became little worse in the beginning, but then he started recovering. His intestine gets so strong, and he fully recovered. So, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, my Shiksha Gurudev, he used to say, I take this example of my Guru Vargas and I preach, and my formula is, my doctrine is, adopt higher taste and must hear these topics. Because when you hear these topics, automatically, simultaneously, there will be some lamentation in the heart that I am looking for the lower taste, whereas there is something which is called higher taste. I am deriving pleasure from the lower taste. Of course there is a pleasure. No one can deny this. Of course there is a pleasure. But that's temporarily in nature. But when there is higher taste, the pleasure in the higher taste, then there will be no taste for the lower pleasure. So, this is how Srila Bharti Goswami Maharaj Ji presented his doctrine, which is also bona fide in nature, and also Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj presenting his doctrine, which is also bona fide in nature. Shri Shukdev Goswami is saying similar. Vikvritam vraj vidam idam cha vishnum shradhanyato anushunyan atha varneva. Anyone who's hearing, anyone who's going to hear the pastimes of Braj Gopis, the beautiful Gopis, along with their beloved Shri Krishna, what will happen first of all? What will happen first of all? Bhaktim param bhavati pratilabhya kama. First of all, prema bhakti will come and manifest in the heart. That's the sequence. First of all, the prema bhakti will come and sit in the heart. And because prema bhakti comes, prema bhakti jaha haite avidya vinasha jate vede gaye jaha racharito. We sing this. Narottam Thakur is saying, prema bhakti jaha haite avidya vinasha jate. First, prema bhakti will come in the heart, and then avidya, ignorance, will go away. Not that first ignorance will go and then prema bhakti will come. First prema bhakti will come. So, emphasizing on and giving gravity to follow the 9 limbs of bhakti, which is so powerful in nature that anyone comes in the proximity of following the 9 limbs of bhakti, what will happen? One gets so strong. Dhare Maha Shakti. Bhajan Madhya Shresht Navvida Bhakti Krishna Prem Krishna Dete Dhare Maha Shakti. Amongst the limbs of bhakti, 9 limbs of bhakti are superior. Shavanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasya Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. Iti Pumsa Arpita Vishnu Bhakti Channa Vakshan. Prahlad Maharaj also saying the same thing. Following 9 limbs of bhakti. Following 9 limbs of bhakti, first surrendering to Guru and Krishna. First surrendering to Guru and then following 9 limbs of bhakti. And the other process says, first follow 9 limbs of bhakti and then follow Gurudev. Means adoption of Gurudev. Whereas this is not correct. Following 9 limbs of bhakti under guidance of Gurudev. Iti pumsam arpita Vishnu bhakti shavna lapshan. You know, 2 theories we are hearing this. First surrendering and then following 9 limbs of bhakti, or first follow 9 limbs of bhakti and then surrender. You know, which one is bona fide? First surrender and then following 9 limbs of bhakti. Ashaya lahiya bhaje, tahe Krishna nahi tyaje, ar sabe mare akarana. Ashya loya bhaje, tate Krishna nahi tyaje, ar sab mare akara. One who has taken shelter of Ashya Vigraha, Krishna never rejects that person. And all other, they just leave or they just die without any reason. But one who has taken Ashraya, the shelter of Ashya Vigraha. Ashya Vigraha means Radharani, Lalita Sakhi, Shri Rupa Manjari, Bhaktivinoda Thakurji, Prabhupada, our Gurudev. Following this line, this is called Ashya Loya Bhaje Tate Krishna Nahi Tyaje. First, taking shelter of Ashya Vigraha, and then following limbs of bhakti. So what will happen then? Following 9 limbs of bhakti, Dhare Mahashakti. It holds Mahashakti, big potency. What is that Mahashakti? Krishna Prem, Krishna Dite, Dhare Mahashakti. With that Mahashakti, with that great strength, 9 limbs of bhakti can give us what? Krishna Prem. So first Prema Bhakti will come and manifest in the heart. And because of that, something high taste and positivity, then the lower things, lust, anger, greed, there will be no any interest even to look in those asat trishnas. Even to look at those asat trishnas. Naturally, spontaneously. So these are two theories. So Shukdev Goswami is saying, first Prema Bhakti, Bhaktim Param Bhavati Pratilabhya Kamaha, and then Hide Rog, then the disease of the heart, lust will go away. Otherwise it will going to take long, not only years, but lives to first get clean and purified from the lust, and then become qualified to serve or to understand the service of divine couple Radha Krishna. So both acharyas, both streams are bona fide. It's just they are nourishing each other. They are just nourishing each other. So that energy which we apply to for, first of all, what? Serving. The energy following the 9 limbs of bhakti, then asat trishna, that thirst which is not bona fide in nature, there will be no interest to look at that. For instance, example of Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. He had opulence like Indra, the king of demigods. And his wife is so beautiful like heavenly girl. But he always want to elope, he always want to escape from home to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to meet Mahaprabhu. And father of Raghunath Das Goswami always keep guards to save his son. And one day the mother approached her husband, means the father of Raghunath Das Goswami, saying, let us bind our son with a rope somewhere in the house, because he's always planning to just escape and run away. What father replied? Father said, this rope which has no life. Which rope? The rope of the opulence we have, kingly opulence we have. This rope this rope is not able to bind Raghunath. The affection, the love and affection of beautiful wife, not able to bind Raghunath. how this rope which is lifeless can bind Raghunath. If the living rope cannot bind, the rope of attachment cannot bind, how this lifeless rope can bind Raghunath? So the ideal example of Vairagya. Vairagya is not that I stop drinking, I stop eating. That's not called Vairagya. Vastik Vairagya, actual Vairagya renunciation is Vishisht Rupena Rag is called Vairagya. Vishisht Rupena Rag. Rag means attachment and Vishisht Rupena means special attachment. That a person is so attached that he has no time or even thinking beyond. He always focusing on one's object of love and is not even caring for eating, drinking or sleeping. That's called Vairagya. Shri Raghunath Das Goswami is not practicing refrain from eating and drinking. He is not practicing that. It is spontaneous and natural in nature. Spontaneous in nature. That he is so much busy and engaged in performing his sadhan, or say performing his bhajan. He is so busy that he has no time to eat or sleep. छप्पन दंड रात्रि दिने जाने ना राधा गोविंद बिने और चारि दंड शुई थाके सपने ना राधा गोविंद थे. Almost 22.5 hours, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami was so much occupied in paying 3,000 Dandvat Pranams every day and chanting day and night. No time to even think of, I want to eat something or I have to sleep. I have to take rest. No time. This is called Vairagya. It's not that practicing refrain from eating and drinking and sleeping. Not practicing. Spontaneously, there is no inclination. There is no desire. There is no thirst, which when comes natural and spontaneous. That's called Vairagya. Renunciation. So Raghunath Goswami was not practicing. Shri Parikshit Maharaj, he was not practicing, 7 days I don't have to drink, I don't have to eat. He was fasting from eating and drinking. 7 days, 7 nights. And that was not even bothering him because he has no taste for asat trishna. He has no taste for wrong or impure, unbona fide stuff. Whereas he did had some trishna, some thirst. And what thirst he has? What thirst he has? He has thirst of drinking nectar. What is that nectar? Pibat bhagvat rasmalayam muho raho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. The nectar of drinking and drinking. What? Piyusha. Drinking that. What? Krishna Katha all time. It's not Parikshit Maharaj was, practicing that. I should not drink. I should not. It's not that he's practicing something. It's natural. Shukdev Goswami was speaking and speaking and speaking and speaking. Look at his trishna. Look at his thirst. Non-stop he's just speaking. And Parikshit Maharaj, non-stop he's hearing. Whereas Shukdev Goswami stopped for a while and said, Parikshit, you must be thirsty now. Have some water. And Parikshit Maharaj said, I have no thirst. Everything happened just because of water. The whole episode happened just because of water. I was in the forest, and because of that thirst, I was searching and looking for water. And I found a rishi, Shamak Rishi. And I asked, I begged water from him, and he was absorbed in his Ishta, in his worshipable. And Parikshit Maharaj, with the tip of the arrow, he took that dead snake hanged on the neck of Shamik Rishi. So when Shukdev Goswami checked on him, stopped his Harikatha for a while, said, Parikshit, you must be thirsty. Have some water. Parikshit Maharaj said, no, I have no thirst. Everything happened just because of water. So I have no thirst for water. What is water? I am drinking nectar, which is emanating from your lips. I am drinking that nectar. And what is the combination? What is the compatibility between water and nectar? Anyone who's drinking nectar can't even look towards water. Nectar. Krishna Katha is nectar. Tav Katha Mritam. Gopis are saying, Krishna, your Katha is nectarian. Tav Katha Mritam Tapta Jivanam. Krishna Katha is nectar. And this is how Srila Gurudev is explaining. I was just hearing one lecture of Srila Gurudev this morning. He is explaining how Krishna comes and sits in the heart through ears. He becomes friendly to that person. He becomes friendly to that person who's hearing about his topics, about his name, form, qualities and pastimes. And how to express that love? Krishna enters in the ears and start making his residence in the heart of that sadhaka. How Krishna can make residence in the heart of the sadhaka? How? Where the heart is so impure. Bhakti param bhavati pratilabhya kamaha. First Krishna will make the prema bhakti appear in the heart. And that prema bhakti is a foundation. That's the area which is so clean in nature, where Krishna comes and sits in the heart. Therefore all our acharyas, they don't have these four defects. They don't have Sarup Brahm, they don't have Asat Trishna, they don't have Aparad, and they don't have Hidaya Durbalya, weakness of the heart. Whereas we can't imitate them. We are conditioned souls. Human nature comes forth in our dealings, in our reciprocations, in our practices, in our understandings, in our reciprocations. Human nature comes forth. So what is intelligent person? Who is intelligent person? Who even though understand, yes, this is my human nature, but I am starting detecting that defects in me. Even that is auspicious to even start detecting and supervising and checking on one's own self. Checking on. Yeah, I'm understanding these are my defects. Then what to do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. I will start chant loudly and I'm going to chant more. And I'm going to hear not one time, 2 times or 3 Harikathas a day. I'm going to read 1 hour Srimad Bhagavatam every day. When everything gets so positive and adoption, then there's no time left for some other things. There's no time left. Saying so, I just remember and want to share not just ordinary terms, sharing. When I was in 10 years, from year 2000 to year 2010, in publication, trying to serve Srila Gurudev, there was a lot of things to do. Not only about me, I'm speaking about on behalf of entire publication team. It was such intense seva. Gurudev was so much excited to bring more books and more books. He used to say, complete this book in 1 or 2 months max and get it print. But there's so much to work on those books. It's not that easy. So the entire team was so busy day and night. Sometimes it was so struggling to even maintain our chanting. And what to speak of attending the temple programs in the festivals. So imagine, from morning to late evening and sometimes midnight, maintaining that chanting, maintaining temple programs, arati, lectures, delivering lectures, hearing lectures, maintaining festivals, some services, and also maintaining publication. When there was so much to do and so much responsibilities on the head, there was no time. Honestly saying, there was no time to even think what is happening around the 4-wall boundaries of the temple and the mutt. There was no time to even think of who is saying what, and what is said for me and what is not said for me. There was no time. So much to chant, so much to speak, programs, publications, so much to do. So in this way, if we make ourselves busy, following 9 limbs of bhakti every single day, guaranteed the higher taste will develop and the lower taste will just go away. And that's why the asat trishna get over by sat trishna. Sat trishna, bona fide thirst. Asat trishna, which is not bona fide in nature. So try to read Bhajan of Srila Bhakti Thakur, which is creating those sat trishnas. Is creating those. All glories to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Hare Krishna. Shri Bhajan Rahasya ki Jai. So, we heard about Asat Trishna. There's more to hear. I'm a little busy for a couple of days. So there won't be any English class day after tomorrow. So I'm a little busy in some sevas. So wait for the next notification to come when I will start my classes, because there's so much to do. When notification will come, we'll post a notification a day before Harikatha. So in this way everyone will get along to hear Harikatha. So please wait for that. Please wait for that day. Our team is going to send you notification. See you soon. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you so much.